we hear all the time about these zero-day exploits, right? You have these code variants that are being introduced with the threat environment on a continuous basis that make it nearly impossible for some of these front-end filtering mechanisms to pick them up and to trigger an alert simply because they haven't been added to the knowledge bases. How is nDiscovery able to detect that there is a zero-day exploit that's made it onto the network, has passed through those front-end filters? Can you give us an example along those lines?
Sure. So signature-based detection methodology works in some examples, but obviously not in all. The issue is the hackers have the exact same technology at their disposal as the defenders do. So the hackers have the IDSs, the IPSs, the antivirus, the anti-malware, etc., and they're testing their code against those same prevention techniques, are able to bypass them, and then the allowed activity actually ends up in the logs. So what we do from there is pick up on the behavior of the malware post-infection and how it differs from end-user activity. Now, the hackers are getting significantly better at that, simulating that end-user activity, but again, the timing, the sizes, all the different attributes of a network connection can be used to try to determine whether this is an automated activity or it's actually an end user activity. Automated activity will do things more on a persistent heartbeat interval level versus end users basically do things randomly. There's no significance to the order in which end users do things sometimes versus the order in which a piece of malware will perform the same activities. So that's one of the methods that we use in detecting these, so-called 0 days, is we're actually looking at the behavior of the device during the day, in the evening, on the weekends, etc.